Stay with us. Now, just before we leave, I'd like you to know that President Mahama has revealed plans by a private investor to establish a ferry service in Tema that will serve along the country's West African coast. Speaking at the commissioning of Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the Tema Port expansion project, he said that the ferries are expected to transport vehicles, passengers and goods between Ghana and other West African states. He says his government will provide full support to ensure its success. Presidential Affairs correspondent Max Ogwagwa has more in this report.
President Mahama envisioned the project and in November 2016 officially launched it during his first full term as president of Ghana. The $1.5 billion Tema Port expansion project executed through a partnership involving Meridian Port Services MPS, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, APM Terminals and Africa Global Logistics has been hailed as one of the largest and most ambitious port infrastructure developments in sub-Saharan Africa. President Mahama described the public-private partnership between Meridian Port Services and the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority as a win-win arrangement, stressing the immense benefits the GPHA continues to enjoy from it. He lamented the political controversies that previously surrounded the project, including false allegations that he sold the port.
What we have achieved is phenomenal, and it shows what public-private partnerships can achieve. Today, as I speak, GAPOHA is a shareholder in this partnership. GAPOHA receives dividends from profits that are made on this port. GAPOHA receives royalty payments monthly because it's the landlord of this port. And so the revenues from MPS are a significant percentage of GAPOHA's revenues. And I must say, the first terminal in the old ports, that was the first terminal MPS built, today is wholly owned and operated by GAPOHA. So GAPOHA earns money from that berth in the old port. And so this has been a win-win partnership. I can understand that sometimes people try to play politics, especially when elections are coming up. I was accused of selling a port that did not exist. This port did not exist. How I could have sold it, I don't understand. But of course, it's an occupational hazard for those of us who choose to go into politics. Today, I'm proud that the biggest vessels in the world that enter the biggest ports in Dubai, in Los Angeles and everything, come into Tema Port.
The president announced a private investor's plan to launch a ferry service in Tema, linking Ghana with other West African countries. The ferries will transport vehicles, passengers and goods, with the government pledging full support to ensure the success of the initiative.
A private sector maritime operator just recently has approached us to establish a ferry service for countries on the West African coast to be located here in Tema. The ferries will carry vehicles, passengers and goods between Ghana and other West African states. Indeed, they called on me and I referred them to the Minister of Transport and also to the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. If you go to Europe, you know what the ferries are. You can drive your car onto a ferry and then it will sail to Apapa in Nigeria and you drive off and go straight into Lagos or wherever you're going. It can take trucks carrying cargo, it can take passengers. And so if we have that service, it would help supplement sending cargo always by road. You can go by ferry with your goods to Nigeria.
He also tasked the port authorities to create employment opportunities for young Ghanaians. The CEO of Meridian Port Services, Mohammed Samara, commended President Mahama for his foresight in initiating the project in his first full term in 2016.
Your Excellency, you have envisioned this project in 2015 when you came to launch Terminal 2 added capacity. And you put a challenge for us to build this one. And today, I stand humbly in front of you and proudly to say, with the backing of the shareholders and the effort of my team in MPS and the various authorities, we successfully delivered on your vision, Your Excellency.
Well, on that note, that's how we wrap up the Pulse. It's been great being with you for the past few minutes, but then I have to leave you. For more news, please log on to myjournline.com. Some top stories there. With billions spent on forex interventions, the cedi should be 8 cedis to the dollar, and that is coming from the minority. You can go on myjournline.com and read that story and other top stories trending on the portal. My name is Faustina Safo. It's been a pleasure doing this with you. Have a wonderful weekend as you enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye.